is that normally you can be 2 points away from a target and pull back 5 points or whatever. And then line turns around and says, okay, let's hit bounces, let's go crazy short side. And I find, especially with long side, that's the hardest thing to understand, is that they want to pull back into a better value area to get long. And so that's why you really need to understand, when I said earlier, I think the best short's already done, that's what I'm referring to, that idea. Doesn't mean that you can't short and take a stab at it, but a lot of times we come back in towards the middle and they get the crossover trade, and you know, they'll just skin alive the late shorts, just as they did the late longs, you know. So my thought was that maybe we could get a stall, you know, before the gap fill and do some chopping around. But again, if you are hitting now, it's not the same odds as the pre-market. And that was all done in light volume. So anything that we get short side, you know, consider it a gift. Theoretically, this should be a take profits idea. But again, in RTH time, we need to push below this. And in my opinion, you know, this was an area of first support, like we said earlier. You've got to break that before you go down. So if you go to Angels and Demons, you know, so far we've held that 2 zone, that 2 to 3. We said we should get a bounce from. So the most important thing as a trader is try to define the range you think appropriate for that, you know, next block of time. Anybody that has taken the long side trade, congrats. Got the half gap. We said try to test the 7 zone. If you get to the 7, think about capturing something for sure, especially if we get a day that repeats yesterday, but you know, down here. There are reasonable odds for that. I'm not thinking crash. I'm not thinking of, you know, go sky high. I'm thinking more range trading. We do have rollover coming, and I think that may be part of it. So this is the fighting zone clearly right now. This was yesterday's low. This is a typical trade, should come up above that high, not just stall there. It typically will come above it, and then that's the confusion trade where most traders, you know, say, okay, we're off to the races, and that's when it gets you coming the other way. So that's what I said, make sure you get paid before that 08.